us this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. as we talk strategy, mindset, and real growth.
No fluff, just tools, stories, and ideas to help you win in life and business. So don't miss it. It is Growth and Grind Africa every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Unique 95.7 FM.
Let's grow, let's grind, let's win together. Growth and Grind Africa, proudly brought to you by Barker Africa and L&D Africa. Also streaming live on all Barker Africa and L&D Africa's social media handles. Growth and Grind Africa.
Learn it,
Live it.
lead it.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. It's Thursday, and you know what that means?
Coach Margaret Jackson here. It's time to grow and grind with us right here on Unique 95.7 FM.
So join us this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. as we talk strategy, mindset, and real growth.
No fluff, just tools, stories, and ideas to help you win in life and business. So don't miss it. It is Growth and Grind Africa every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Unique 95.7 FM.
Let's grow, let's grind, let's win together. Growth and Grind Africa, proudly brought to you by Barker Africa and L&D Africa. Also streaming live on all Barker Africa and L&D Africa's social media handles. Growth and Grind Africa.
Learn it,
Live it.
lead it.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're tuning in. This is Growth and Grind Africa. Whether you're tuning in on Facebook, logging in LinkedIn, or you're listening to us live from Unique 95.7 FM. Welcome to another powerful episode of Growth and Grind Africa, the platform where passion meets purpose and bold ideas ignite transformation. I'm your host, Liziane Kwabeji and Coach Margaret, and we are thrilled today to bring to you the 9th episode. In today's session, we dig into one of the most compelling conversations of our time, the African dream, creating success our own way. For far too long, success on the African continent has been measured by imported standards from Western ideals of prosperity, foreign validation, and our progress. But today, we're going to shift the narrative. Where are we in this new era? Where African innovators, creatives, professionals, and young entrepreneurs are rewriting the rules, reimagining what success looks like, and reclaiming the power to define our dream. This is Growth and Grind Africa, and I'm here with Coach Margaret. Coach Margaret?
Hello, 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 hello. Good to have you wherever you are calling from. It's always a pleasure to connect with you on Thursday evenings. In Ghana, it is evening. So today we have an amazing reverend with us. He is Reverend Johnny Okwe. Reverend Okwe is a visionary social entrepreneur. Wow. A Baptist minister, founder and president of Taft College with a threefold mission: alleviating poverty. I mean, we are talking about the African dream: alleviating poverty, providing quality education for creative individuals to become world-class freelancers, and fostering the empowerment of women in the creative arts industry. Oh, he's an amazing gentleman because his journey as a dyslexic individual drives his advocacy for practical shift in education. I will stop there because you see, we have Reverend himself in the house, so I don't need to go on and on and on and on. Please, in this session, we'll just be asking and answering 4 major questions: what success in the African context means and what it means to him. And would like to tease from him. So please take your notepads, your gadgets ready, because the first one is what African success means to him and what he thinks about African success. And we will also ask him if Africans are pursuing dreams that are founded on European ideals or worldviews or not. Then the next one will be how we can equip African youth with skills for the future. We will top it up like icing on a cake with practical steps. You know, we are interested in steps, structures. What should people be doing, especially the young ones, to achieve success within the African context? Because you've done it. So I'm sure you can give us a few tips on the structures that you've put in place, the procedures that you put in place to achieve this. But before we hear from the Reverend himself, I think we need to go as usual. Delve in, listen to what Ghanaians in the market, on the streets, say about the African dream. Stanley, as usual, went out, and we'll be listening to what others have to say about the African dream. Please stick and stay with us. We'll be right back after VoxBox. Thank you.
Homegrown solutions that fit our own context, where Africa is free from all external manipulations and we control our own affairs with excellence. That, to me, is the African dream.
So for me, success is about finding purpose and balance in life. It's about doing what I love, nurturing meaningful relationships, and making a positive impact in my community.
I loved what the last speaker also said. He said it's about making positive impact in my own community. It's as if the speaker knew we were going to talk with Reverend, because he's making a positive impact. Yes, a lot. Reverend, you are welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I love the name, by the way, Growth and Grind.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
welcome. This is the learning platform, our transformative talk show.
Yes, it sounds very youthful.
Yeah, it is.
Love it.
You know, we have a lot of young people working with us
Mm-hmm.
in the background, in our engine room. So you see, you know, I'm the only baby boomer here. I'm the only baby boomer here. They are also young.
As well.
Oh no, it's okay. They make me feel young.
Of course.
So, Reverend,
Yes.
what does success mean to you? And I want you to place this in the African context.
In the African context, it's a big one, actually.
But before then,
Yes.
I can't help but ask you, how did it feel like growing up as a dyslexic child? Did you know you even had dyslexia?
Now you're opening a can of worms.
Oh, sorry, please.
But
2 minutes.
You know, I never knew I was dyslexic
Mm-hmm.
until I think I was 21. I think.
I can imagine.
I was university and I had an episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I was going crazy.
Sorry.
I was very stressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to see my doctor.
In Ghana?
No. In
Uh-huh.
London.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I think I have a chemical imbalance in my head. So do a test. There's something wrong with me. And I haven't shared the story before, but I'll do it today.
Please put a pin in that. Before you share the
Yes.
story, I'm sure there are people listening to us who don't know what
Yeah.
it is. So we've got to break it down to tell those listening, because maybe someone is going through the same thing. And in Ghana, people will say, "Eshachon, wabon," when that is not the case.
No. So it all started off when I was growing up. My father noticed I hated reading. I didn't like reading. I grew up in a house of 6 boys.
Mm-hmm.
And my brothers used to love reading, from Hardy Boys, Enid Blyton, Tintin, the comic books.
Oh, don't remind me
But
of
I
all
was
those
always
books.
sketching and drawing.
Mm.
So one day he came to me and he said, I have a gift for you. And the gift was a dictionary. And he had underlined all the words that he wanted me to learn. So I went straight to the dictionary and I started reading the dictionary. And that is how I learned my vocabulary. So at times, my vocabulary, people say, is a bit too,
Dictionary.
long. So that's how I started,
okay.
And then my father would come in and teach me how to, blend words together. My father was my rock.
But he didn't know that you were even dyslexic.
No, he didn't know I was dyslexic. I didn't know I was dyslexic.
Okay.
We knew there was something wrong somewhere. I was a very creative person.
But were words jumping at you? I want you to share the feelings so that those who do not know will.
So words jump at you. You see, you place words in a sentence that are not there. So at times you read one sentence, just one word taken away means something totally different. So at times you either put words in there, or when I'm reading a sentence, especially when I'm writing, because I know when I'm writing, I have a bias. So I will write and leave words out thinking it's there because I see it there, because I know it's supposed to be there. Yeah, exactly. So then all sorts of things. So I write, and so my teacher said, "What is this? It's incomplete, incorrect." And then of course my writing wasn't great. So handwriting was terrible.
So please, Reverend. So to the listeners out there, if you are a teacher and you notice something like this with one of your students, it doesn't mean they've gone bonkers. It doesn't mean they are not smart. Maybe they need help. So advise them to seek help. Is that it?
No, absolutely right. I mean, I went to Association International School, and I remember that was in class 3. I remember that when that happened, and I, my teachers told my mother, my writing was terrible. But I'm an artist, so I started drawing. So I started drawing my writing. So I started writing calligraphy. So I have funny writing. My writing is like I'm drawing pictures. So I don't write uppercase or lowercase. I write just uppercase when I'm writing.
Oh, I hope someone is listening.
But my writing is very, it's very artistic. It's like calligraphy.
I hope parents are listening to this. I hope brothers are listening to this. I hope you are listening to this. And if you find yourself in a similar situation, tell someone, I'm not going bonkers. I need help.
Yeah, but you've been able to do quite a lot.
Yeah.
Look at Taft College.
Yeah.
Coach, early this year, we partnered with him, Becca Africa, and we had some of the consultants join in to support. He's doing a crazily amazing job.
Thank you.
Maybe you want to talk a bit about Taft College, and then you answer Coach Margaret's question on what does the African dream look like? You've been living it already.
Yeah, I mean, the African dream. Taft College is the African dream.
Yeah.
I love that.
I left London in 2023. I was in London. I went to America, came back to London, and I came back to Ghana. I've been away for 30 years.
What made you come back?
The African dream.
Hey,
I was watching a lot of Wode Maya.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he inspired you.
yeah, he inspired me to come back, because if you told me I was coming back to Ghana, I'd laugh at you. All my brothers had left in 2005. I think in 2010, my brother, the last brother of mine, was coming to Ghana, and I was going to America. So 2010, I was gone. And that the African dream to come back and do something meaningful brought me back to the motherland with my wife and kids. And I intentionally came with a wife and kids, so I'm not going back.
So how did they feel about coming back?
Yeah, my wife is not from Ghana anyway, so
Okay.
it was a whole different story trying to convince her to come to Ghana, out of all places, because she has more of a Southern African root. So it was like, okay, I would come to Ghana. Your people are my people. Your
Okay,
God will
that's
be
a
my
root
God.
story.
Yeah, so she decided to come, and that's how we ended up over here. But anyway, the African Dream, Taft College is now it's the story. It just this. I never decided to run a school. Actually, I wanted to set up a real estate company. So that was the African dream for me.
What
I wanted to build a 20-acre site, and we were working on it with my partners, and we had put a lot of all through COVID. We were working on the elevations, the master plans, the whole 9 yards. Animations were done. We bought some acres of land, did some joint ventures, and we moved to Ghana like we were ready to go. Then all of a sudden, guess what happens? The city plummets from 1 to 7 to 1 to 14 within 3 months of me arriving in Ghana, and that was it. The dream was over.
Why didn't the dream die? What kept the dream alive?
Because Africa was born in me.
So how did you pivot?
So the pivoting was, it's so funny how it pivoted, because the whole idea was to set up this thing. But my biggest problem I had was every time I came to Ghana, I realized the kids couldn't read. So I was and my biggest challenge with reading is I learned how to properly read at the age of 25. When I had to learn, I learned how to read because I understood me. And I understood cadence. I understood I understood rhythm. Because reading is not, I'm just going to get this and get that. That's how we were reading before, right? I am going to, what does success in the African, it's what does success in the African context mean to you? So there's rhythm, there's cadence, there's so many things that comes in, when you speak.
You're
But
not
when
a
we're
robot.
reading, we don't do that.
You're
We
not
are
a
very
robot.
robotic. So that's what happened. I was reading like that all my life, and making sure, because I'm dyslexic, I tend to not see certain words, and so I'm trying to read it, but it wasn't working for me. So later, when I learned how to, read like I talk,
That's the
and
best
it
thing.
becomes more natural.
So please, can we hold on? So if you're listening to Reverend, you should be reading like how you talk. That's the way to
That's
read.
lovely.
And for parents, for teachers, for all of you listening, please teach our young ones how to read like how they talk. And it will make life easier for them. Thank you very much.
That's a very
One
good learning
nugget.
for me
Yes.
myself, because most times we just read the words, but from what you just said, it's more like reading and bringing meaning,
drawing pictures with your words,
and bringing meaning and enlightenment, illuminating the life in the words.
Pretty much that's what it is. So
That's a good learning even for myself today.
I'm the type of person who I'm self-taught, because the way I was taught in school did not work for me. But I knew I could learn. So I had to find ways of learning. So.
But did the doctor help you when you went to see the doctor in London?
No, he told me, he did all the tests. See, I had a very stressful situation that affected me.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I had a very solid retentive memory.
Mm-hmm.
But when I had my episode, I lost that. So it affected my short-term memory.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know because I was going through a very stressful moment. And then, so we did all the tests and he said, there's nothing wrong with you. So I'm like, there's something else wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kept on investigating. And then I spoke to my head of department.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, go and see the psychologist. And by the time we're done, we realized actually there's nothing wrong with you, but you're dyslexic. And it made all the sense why I struggled in school. I struggled with reading. I struggled with all these things. And it was a relief, but I had to work very hard. And that changed my education because now I had the resources. I knew how to use dictaphones. I used to use AI. I used to use certain things, OCRs. When I was I was in university, and lots of stuff to aid me. So university was much better. But then with my second degree in America, I just ended up with a 3.97 GPA.
Woo.
Because
you're kidding me.
Yeah,
you are kidding.
Yeah, because I knew how to study at Bible school, at seminary school. I knew how to study. I knew how to use hand. I found a system of working.
So if you're listening to us and you have a child who is struggling to read, you are hearing from Reverend, from the horse's own mouth. I mean, if you sort this out, this is someone who could barely read, thought there were words in her sentences which did not even appear anywhere, managed to make a 3.9 in the uni.
Started reading at the age of 25. Beautiful story. But Rev, talk to us. What does success in the African context really mean to you? You've gone. You've come back. Your story is more like the reverse of what we have today. Everybody's rushing out. But you were there. You had it. You made a life and you came back. So what does success in the African context mean to you?
Well, I'll just have a generic definition of what success is. Then we can fit it into Africa. Okay, so to me, success was fulfillment. Okay, purpose, impact.
Purpose, impact.
Yes, not just thinking about enriching yourself, but putting money in other people's pocket, creating, a lifestyle for, you're strong as your weakest link. So if you think you're the only one eating, your next door neighbor will rob you. And government don't think about the youth. There's going to be a civil war, and people are just going to go out there and go crazy because I need to eat. And when people are hungry, they have to survive. They'll do crazy things. 95.7. So I think what we need to do is success is making an impact in people's lives. To me personally, and bringing people along with you.
Yeah,
it's not just about you. It's about us. I am because you are.
The Ubuntu spirit. Yeah. I read somewhere that what is success without shared progress? What is a dream that doesn't dream for others? So.
Yeah, pretty much. To me, that's what success is. It's looking at these young boys and young girls. I mean, that's what Taft College is all about.
Yeah.
We look at, we started off as so we started a real estate thing. Then, it all went pear-shaped because the partners pulled out and they went. But there was something I always wanted to do. I said, go to schools and teach them how to read. But this time around, I realized I was watching things where people don't know how to use computers. People don't know. People draw computers on the walls and so on blackboards in school, and they're teaching people how to. This is a CPU. This is that one. There's a that. There's a that. What? So, a month before coming, my wife and I bought 10 computers, laptops, on credit because we had spent all the money. But I just felt like I wanted to do something for people. So I told my wife, you know what? Let's take 10 laptops on credit, because I'm going to go to schools and teach them how to do creative stuff instead. So when everything failed, I felt like, what's in your hands? I had laptops. Go back to that dream. And that laptops became a school. I never thought, if you told me, I was going to be running a school, I would laugh at you in the face. Because all I was thinking about was building affordable housing. And that totally, changed. And then the 10 laptops was okay. With the 10 laptops, I can teach web design. I could teach graphics. I could do video editing. So that was a school being born. And then the second one was, okay, cosmetology. So we set up a salon. Then we set up a fashion department. And then we had this MIDI keyboards. We set up a music studio. And before we realized we had a school. And the school actually, now, because I wasn't earning, the whole idea was I was going to set up a school for rich kids. So we bought very high-end equipment. Rich kids who don't want to go to university, who are looking for another alternative way of making money in the creative industry. But then afterwards, a prophet of mine, a friend came and said, the schools are going to be free, right? And I said, you're crazy. You were so crazy. I'm unemployed. I'm broke. I need to do something and make some money.
I can imagine.
Because it's all about the money. And then all of a sudden, I got a witness that it's going to be a free school. And then we changed the whole business plan. And I said, God, if it's going to be free, you provide.
And he's provided.
And he's provided for 3 years. I don't know how we did it.
But you've done it.
But I know God did it.
So tell me, you were talking about making profit.
Yes.
Are Africans pursuing dreams that are founded on European ideals or worldviews? Like, success means I go to school, I look for a corporate job, then, I sit in flashy cars, then I retire, I've led a good life, I've been successful. Do you think we are chasing that? You've seen it all, you've come back.
I think the world has changed.
The world has changed?
Yeah. Back in the days, I remember when I would actually go to school. I did 1 to 5 and actually went to school before I left. If you were a smart student, you did science.
Yeah.
If you were not too good,
you
did arts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you were not that great, you did like the technical stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Great. So we have the first class citizens, we have the second class citizens, we have the third class citizens, right?
Yeah.
And if you're in the creative arts, you're not really that respected.
No.
Because I'm a science student.
Yeah, even in my
we're the science students.
I get you. I feel you.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Now that has changed. Because I've seen a lot of science students doing creative stuff now. The creativity industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. There's too much money to be made. The creators are making so much money, it's unbelievable. You can start tomorrow with a phone and make money.
Yeah.
But you can't start tomorrow as a doctor to make money tomorrow. You need a clinic. You need something.
Yeah.
You need someone to take you in there.
Also, the young ones are rewriting.
The young ones are smart.
Our story.
They are rewriting everything.
Whoa.
Not because they have a choice, because they're all unemployed.
Yeah.
A lot of them finish university, they graduate, and there's nothing to do.
That leads me to
and
my
the
next
first
question.
thing they do is pick up a camera, they pick up this, and now they are making more money than some of the classmates who are working at banks.
So you're telling me there's no work, there's so much unemployment. It means that we have to equip African youth with skills for the present and for the future. Because when I was young, I finished school, my national service, GTP took me on. Life was good. A year after national service, I bought a new car.
Wow.
As we say in Ghana, tear rubber, and I was riding in town,
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that is not the case.
Mm.
So those of us, the old ones, what should we be doing? How should we be helping the young ones with skills?
Well, this is what I'll say. Back in the days, it was one-sided. It was
Yeah.
only that side.
Yeah.
But now it's no longer only that side,
Mhm.
whereby the corporate work,
Mhm.
the creative industry was for people who are not that intelligent.
Mhm.
What do you expect while our houses are being built in a funny way? Because we put all the not so smart people in that class. But that's not the case though. Back in the days, or right now, there is all the traditional work is still there.
Mhm.
But now we have the advent of the internet. Creatives can now monetize their creativity.
Mm.
Okay, back in the day, they say, idea, yeah, you're going to be a fashion designer. Oh, please, why would you do that? Now, fashion designers are making a lot of money, right?
Reverend, my daughter went to school and she said she came home and she was studying music, and then my mother looked at her and said, "Why do you want?" Forgive me. Do you? She mentioned one musician's name and said, "Why do you want to become that person?" And I was like, "What's wrong with that?" You know, she's from Generation Zero, so
Yeah.
for them,
Because
they
the
will
world
go
has
through,
the
changed.
reason is, back in the days, there was no money in the creative industry.
Mhm.
There was no money in football. Now people are getting their children, please, can you play football?
Yeah.
Because it's a multi-billion dollar, because you see, education is for one thing, make money.
Mm.
Why do we study? We don't study because we want to be just intelligent. We study because we want to get good jobs. So the whole education thing has been carved out in such a way that it gives you leverage to be able to get good jobs.
Mhm.
But now we don't have to do that anymore. I can learn at home behind my YouTube and my computers and go to certain master classes, and I can learn a skill. I can learn all those things, and you can learn anything from coding to whatever at home.
So we should be
So you don't have
teaching
to-
more coding and stuff like
No,
that.
not really. What I'm trying to say, traditional education has changed.
Mhm.
That, the four walls of education has changed. Now we live in the global, village, whereby you can education is just learning, pretty much, right? So when I was in school, I hated school,
Mhm.
but I love education.
Mm.
So I'm self-taught.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm. So
Because you have a lot of young people
Yes, so-
who hate school, but they
School.
love to learn because
Yes.
of the way the educational system has been framed,
Mhm.
and probably the approach.
Maybe.
Pretty much, you're 100% on the money. So, okay, so when I was at university, right, Staffordshire University in London, I was doing electronic graphics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so one of the things that we did was one of the stuff. So it's virtual into so all sorts of things, virtual reality, all sorts of things in this course. But one of the things we had to learn was the Adobe Suite. Okay, and Adobe Suite had something called the Adobe Bible.
Mm.
It was this big book, like 3 times the size of the King James Version.
Mm.
Okay, and every time I got to the halfway through the first page, I fell asleep. It was so boring. So a creative person had to read this boring thing to be able to learn how to use the tools.
And now the children are not
But
reading.
my life changed when I went to the library one day, and I found this videotape.
Yeah.
It was called lynda.com. And I watched it and I was like, wow. So I called my father and said, you know what, I need $600. Could you help me?
Yeah.
And he said, yes. So he gave me the $600 and I bought the whole suite, the video version of the whole suite. And I learned it within like maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
Now I became the coach.
Yeah.
In class.
Yeah.
Whilst they were trying to use I never told anyone the secret. I kept it to myself.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, because I wanted them to suffer. I wanted them to suffer.
Now people are not suffering.
I wanted to be
People
the
are
man.
on
They had to come to
YouTube.
me to learn it. But now we have
Yeah,
YouTube. You can learn what.
Yes.
We didn't have YouTube in my days.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to learn how to use a pen tool, you want to learn how to do this, you want to learn, you can go on YouTube and there's about maybe over 1 million things to choose from. But we didn't have it.
So what are the steps, practical steps that the youth can take to achieve success within the African context? A few steps. Because they are here. They want to hear from you. They want to learn from you. Do you want to learn from him? Yeah, the way you're looking at him, I know you want to learn from him.
So it's different for everyone. It's different strokes for different folks. First, you need to have a introspection. So one thing my father taught me was know thyself.
Introspection.
Yeah.
Last week we had that reflection, introspection.
Yeah. So you need to know who am I? Not everyone is going to be an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneur, you need to have a bungee jump mindset, ready to jump with your feet hanging out. And most likely you're gonna be fine, but maybe things can go wrong. So you need to have the mindset whereby you're willing to take a risk. So that is not for everyone. Entrepreneurship is not for my wife. My wife is very vertical thinker. She goes very structured, A to B to C to D. I'm horizontal. I vacillate from A to P to Z. I can even start from Z and work my way all the way back to A. So you need to know who are you. Okay. So I'll just say that if you think that you are an entrepreneur, then start working on that feverishly. If you're not, and you still want to experiment it, go into it gradually. Okay. The African dream to me is to thrive, not to survive. The 9 to 5 is just a way to survive. And what I've noticed about, I would just encourage everyone to go into some form of entrepreneurship. Even if it's not you, I think you can go into it and learn it. Have coaches, have someone to walk
Have
with you.
coaches.
Have mentors.
It's very
you can learn
important.
anything. You can even learn how to be an artist. You might not be a Picasso, but you can learn how to draw.
Yeah.
You can learn how to sing. You might not be Aretha Franklin, but you can learn how to sing. You can learn anything. So I believe that the 9 to 5, and especially in Ghana, that's not, the salaries are terrible. So if you're going to live your life on the salary and expect to be asking your boss at the end of the month for rent for the next 2 years, I don't know how people do that. We earn so little. However, the rent, they want you to pay the rent for the whole year. That doesn't happen anywhere else in the world.
No, sometimes 2 years.
2 years advance.
Well, 2 years in advance.
If you get to meet a very nice landlord, then you can do 1 year. But it's usually 2 years.
Can afford 1 year on the salaries. We don't earn enough, but you want a 1 year. But okay, I know that's another topic for another day. But what I'm trying to say is, it's very expensive living, right? And you don't get paid enough. So it's like a cycle. You survive, then you get to the end of the year. Now you're begging and borrowing and stealing to rob Paul. And then you have to start all over again, go back. So you're always in the red. Something must happen, so you need to think about entrepreneurship. And I think that, before, back in the days when we were growing up, Africa wasn't cool. Africa was trying to listen to, hip hop music and all of that stuff. But things have changed.
R&B.
Now we have Afrobeat.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I don't remember the last time I listened to a rap
we do.
music
And
or an R&B music.
Talking about Afrobeat.
Us.
Talking about Afrobeat.
Go ahead.
We are going to.
It's time for us to go and listen to the African song of the day. And just to buttress what you said, we have young Africans who are lightening up their spaces in the music industry, in creativity, in entrepreneurship. Today we're going to listen to Flavor.
Awesome.
And it's African Dream. Enjoy.
It's Flavor.
Yes, Flavor.
It's Flavor.
Is it a guy with a 6-pack from Nigeria?
Yeah. You know him. Hey, Reverend.
Oh, I know. I used to be a music producer.
Oh.
That's one of the first things I started music.
Yeah, you
a
mentioned
long
that.
time ago.
You mentioned that.
Sometimes alone in the evening, I look outside my window at the shadows in the night. I hear the sound of
95.7 megahertz.
the darkness multiplying, and weary hearts deny. All I feel is my heartbeat, beating like a drum, beating with confusion. All I hear are the voices telling me to go, but I could never run, because in my African dream, there's a new tomorrow. My African dream is a dream that we can follow.
Okay, so that was actually Vicky Sampson with African Dream. We couldn't reach out to Flavor, but let's get back to the studio. Doc, we need to be wrapping up. You've spoken a lot about the African dream, young and older Africans coming back to reimagine themselves and finding a meaning and making the meaning out of their lives and seeing how they can use that meaning to influence society, their space, and be fulfilled. What practical steps do you think youths need to take to achieve success within this context, this African context we're talking about?
You know, the funny thing is, Africa time doesn't make sense. Because when you see the way people survive, times you think they're magicians. Because there's more outgoing than incoming for the average person. So to me, it just didn't make sense to me, you know. But then I was saying nothing makes sense anyway. You just have to be a believer and know what your purpose is. Know what you want to do and take that step of faith. Because to me, I got to the place where I said enough is enough. I asked myself one simple question. Do I want to retire abroad? And the answer was no. So what am I building to be able to come back home? I remember one of my father's friends, I asked him the same question when it was in his early 50s. And I asked him, are you going to go back home? And he said, oh yeah, I'm back home. He's now almost 80 years old and he's still away.
I like the
So the first thing you need to ask yourself is, where do you want to pension? If you want a pension in Africa, start thinking Africa now. So the first step is, so if it's Africa, where am I going to live?
That's lovely.
Now, if I'm going to live, now what am I going to do? And these are all personal things that you need to have. You need to ask yourself. And once you can start answering those questions, you are halfway there. You see, Africa would challenge you. Africa would push you. But if you can grab hold of Africa Africa will embrace you. Because it's not easy. And if it was easy, then everyone will be doing it. But Africa is a place where you can dream, and every dream can become a reality. I wanted to set up a real estate. You could set up a real estate company tomorrow if you wanted to, but you can't do that anywhere in America or London. You can set up a school tomorrow if you want to. I know a lady who came from Belgium and set up a dental practice, and she's not even a dentist. Where does that happen?
In Africa.
So
Only in Africa.
So who is running the place?
Oh, she has dentists running the place.
Okay, because I almost got scared.
So what you actually mean is the space is so green and ripe for exploration.
It's ready for you.
It's ready for you. I like that.
And you just have to be part of it now, because people have picked on the fact that Africa is ready for you. And if you're not here in the next 5 years, it's going to be very difficult. Because if you look at property prices alone, if you look at it's becoming actually ludicrous.
You've heard it all. That's Reverend. And he says, Africa is ready for you. And right back with us in the studio here, we are ready for you. It's now time to hear from you. If you've been listening or you tuned in, you are watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, or you tuned in right on Unique Radio 95.7. This is time to hear from you. Send us a text, send us a WhatsApp, and the number is 055 083 4555. 055 083 4555. We are ready for you. Let's hear. What's your definition of success in the African context? You can send a text. You can send feedback by Facebook, WhatsApp, or better still, you can call in.
And LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, yes. Coach
LinkedIn,
Margaret, right on
well.
LinkedIn. Becca Africa, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. LND Africa, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Let's hear from you. But while we're waiting to hear from you, Rev.
Yes.
You were talking about Africa is ready for you. What about I think most of our conversation is tuned towards the up and coming generation. What about Coach Margaret's generation?
Oh, please.
the old young baby boomers.
I think it's very simple. They have to mentor the next generation coming up.
Look at the way we went together.
Right on spot.
Yes, spot on.
Find them,
Mentor them.
nurture them. Africa will be better. You see, what a mentor can do for you, if you do it by yourself, it might take you 5 years.
Yeah.
With a good mentor, you could do it in 2 years.
Yeah.
People need to, I've been there before. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, put it out for auction, and I'm still going. And I know what you're going to, to meet. So what we have to do is, it's a labor. We need to have and the funny thing, people like yourselves are looking for, the more you do things, the longer you live. If you just go on pension and you do nothing, you notice that I think we need to have the old age pensioners mentoring club.
Old age pensioners mentoring club.
OAP mentoring
club.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something you can set up.
What they do is we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have politicians, and they all have so much information, and they're all in their individual homes. Why don't we give them something to do? Why don't we give them students places they can pour out? So we have mentorship sessions once a month, have 1,000 students in there, and we could have maybe the former president of Ghana come and to share on this, get the a musician come to share on this, and another person just comes in, and we did once a week because we can do it. And I might attend today, but next week will be more towards governance. So the people who are doing more governance will attend governance, and we partner with maybe British Council, give us the
Coach
place.
Maga, this is something we need to look at.
That's what I was thinking. But could you kindly put a pin in this? Because you've got someone on LinkedIn, Ajo is saying growth and grind, always enlightening. So it means that you are touching people as you're speaking. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Tom Elliott from Tema says, wow, this is cosmic. I'm excited.
Wow.
Because it's
good to
about
hear that.
time. It's about time we change the narrative.
It's the
What do
only
we
way.
need to do here, now?
Everyone must do something.
Mm.
And
it is not always for cash, is it?
difficult.
We shouldn't always
No.
do this for cash.
If you're looking for cash, then you don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
My school, I've graduated this year. I'll be graduating 300 students tuition free.
Wow.
Yes.
You've
there's
got
no
to teach
cash
us the magic, because it looks like, as you said, there was no cash. You are not, but there's a
It's
way
just
of
being
living.
selfless.
There's a way of living. I mean, even though there's no cash coming in, you are still in your suit. So there must be cash coming from elsewhere.
Amen. God is always good. You see, I tell you something, the past 3 years has been a time where I've known God more than I've ever known him. I've learned to, doing what I do has made me learn how to walk by faith and always looking unto God for my sustenance.
Awesome.
I've learned that he will always meet you. You see, at times, okay, I just put this out real quickly. I'll give you two experiences in the Bible. One is the Red Sea experience.
Reverend, can we do that in a minute?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you two experiences. There's the Red Sea experience, and there's a Jordan experience. The Red Sea experience very easy. We're coming out of Egypt, and Moses takes his rod, points it, and it opens. The Jordan is different. The Jordan, he had to put his feet in the water.
It's time to put your foot.
You have to put your
in
feet,
the
because
water.
if and what about if they put the feet in and they enter the water and they never split? They'll end up drowning. So
Take a
it
leap
gets
of
to a certain
faith.
place that it's no longer I'm doing it for you. Now we doing it together.
Yeah.
So you need to understand that as a baby Christian, you would have those easy, miracles, but sometimes God is like, no, I'm gonna push you to a certain place to see if you really say you trust me the way you do trust me.
Yeah.
So are you ready to walk on water?
That's powerful.
That's
So
powerful.
Philip says, wow, Philip Kwao. And then we have Victoria Nyama listening from Ghana. Well done, Back Africa. It's time for us to put our feet in the waters.
Yes.
If you're listening, this is Growth and Grind Africa. And it's time for you to step into the waters.
Yeah.
Step into the opportunities.
Yes.
Look out. What can I do now where I live? What impact can I make? What venture can I enter into to make a meaning out of my life and a meaning for others? Thank you so much, Rev. It's been quite a very insightful session. But let's have your parting words. This is the Transformative Talk Show. It's a learning platform. What two key tools do you want to leave the retired mentorship mentors and the upcoming entrepreneurs, professionals?
Or maybe videos, podcasts.
Now I'll just leave the most important thing to me right now. Trust in God with all your might. And lean out not unto your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all your ways, and he'll direct the path. You get to a certain place where all your plans will fail. All your hard work will fail. Well, your money won't work for you. What would you do then? So I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard. I'm saying that let God be God in your life. Then wake up and put the grind in.
Put the grind in.
Wake up and put the grind in it. And that's where we are, Growth and Grind Africa. We're growing and grinding with you. This is the Transformative Talk Show. Thank you so much, Reverend. Trust in God, the God factor. No matter where you are, no matter what you do, whatever height you want to climb, never forget, after the grind, there is a God factor that makes it possible. So, Coach Margaret, you have any advertisement for today?
Yes.
What's happening in L&D Africa?
L&D Africa Conference in Nairobi, Kenya, 15th to 17th October. So if you want to really join us, check us out on the L&D Africa platforms in LinkedIn, Facebook, and please click on the link to register. You can also call Stanley on 050-925-7332. I take it again. You can call Stanley on 050-925-7332. Thank you very much. See you in Nairobi.
Yes. And if you are a business looking out to get some grounds, this is the radio talk show to be advertised on. We are open to receive your adverts. You can go to L&D Africa website. We would have the technical people put the numbers on the various pages. Becca Africa website, Becca Africa Facebook, LinkedIn, L&D Africa Facebook, LinkedIn. And let's connect. If you think this show is really being a blessing and transforming life, you don't want to sit back. Join us to step your feet into the waters of transforming Africa.
Yes.
And also, if you want to sponsor, you say, I love the show. I think I want to be part of something transformative, not just for Ghana, across Africa. This is the show to invest in. You can reach out to us and we would be glad and excited to join you. Coach Margaret, all too soon, we've come to the end of today's show.
I wish we could go on and on, but I'd like to share with you what I put down.
Okay.
When we started, listeners, I said take your gadgets, your notebooks, your pens, and jot down nuggets. What I learned from Reverend is that entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Know yourself. Not everyone can take risks. So if you sit down, just like last week, Captain also mentioned reflection, introspection. You do that reflection, introspection, and you realize you're an entrepreneur. Just go dip your feet deep into the water. But if you're not, learn it. Go a bit by bit. And there's nothing under the sun that you cannot do. And that Africa is ready for you.
Africa is ready for you.
To do is to take that bold step of
awesome faith. And Africa is ready for you. Growth and Grind is ready to walk you through that transformation, to adding value to Africa. What a powerful conversation we've had today. Today, we didn't just talk about success. We redefined it within the African context. We've been reminded by Rev and Coach Margaret and me that, hey, the African dream isn't a borrowed blueprint. No. It's time for you to step up. It's not about chasing someone else's standard. It's about building a life, building a career, a legacy that is rooted in your identity, our values, and our boldest vision for this continent. To every young person watching live on YouTube, or you are listening in your car from the confines of your home, hey, this is it. Don't just be a dreamer.
And this is
be
Growth
a doer.
And Grind
this
Africa.
This is Growth and Grind Africa.
Learn it.
Live it and lead it. We'll join you same time next week, same day, same time. To our phenomenal guest, we say thank you very much. And to the audience, we say thank you. Remember, Africa is ready for you. Step your feet into the waters and let's make a difference. This is Growth and Grind Africa. I'm Liziane Kwabeji, and with me today in the studio is
Margaret Jackson, also known as the HRH.
God bless you and have a good weekend.
Bye.
The time is 6 o'clock. This is Radio Ghana, networking all our channels across the country with news, energy, commentary, business, and sports. My name is Hannah Gazi.